how long was the transition from being a pediatrician to being an allergist? Like, was it something as soon as you became one, you were like, all right, start the fellowship to start the journey to become another? Or do you get board certified in the other? What was that like?
So usually you finish residency, so my 3 years of residency is when I was a pediatrician, a pediatric residency. And then you'll go right into fellowship. While you're in fellowship, like during your first year, you take your board exam. So then while you're in fellowship studying allergy immunology, you're also at some point during that first year studying for your board certification exam for pediatrics. Anything in medicine you do, you have to have a like this long, like full-time job, 8 hours exam after it. So when the shortest exam that you'll have in your career is probably the MCAT, which is 5 hours. At least when I took it was 5 hours. And that's the shortest one you'll have. Go ahead and cherish that because you won't have that again. So then when you were in med school, there's a series of 3 exams. If you're in DO like myself, they're called COMLEXs. If you're an MD, they're called USMLE. And those are 8 hours. Literally, there's a lunch break in between. And then there's 3 of those. And then the second one has 2 parts. If you're an MD, the third one has 2 parts too. But anyway, and then that's med school. And then when you do your residency, that's when you become board certified. So then there's like a board of individuals that's come up with a standardized exam for them to say, you know what, he or she has learned what we feel like he or she should have learned as a pediatrician, as an allergist, immunologist, that type of thing. So when you decide to subspecialize, that you put yourself in a position where you need 2 boards. So when I was starting my training for allergy immunology, I took my pediatric board exam. Then I was a board certified pediatrician, and you can't be a board certified subspecialist until you're board certified specialist. So until I was board certified in pediatrics, I couldn't then sit for my boards for allergy immunology. So once I did that, and I finished my training or I was finishing my training for allergy immunology, and I took another set of boards, and then that was allergy and immunology. So even though I'm a pediatrician, I see, contrary to what one might believe, I see both adult and pediatrics in the realm of allergy and immunology. I'm one of the few specialties that does that is allergy and immunology. A lot of times, if you want to be a cardiologist and you do a pediatric residency, you then become a pediatric cardiologist. That's usually how it goes. But the world of allergy immunology is such that you can come into it as an adult doctor, or you can come into it as a pediatric doctor. But when you get trained in both adult and pediatrics. So right now, I see both adults and pediatrics, but I only see adults in the context of an allergic or immunological disease.
Okay. So,
and then after fellowship, you become an attending, aka, a boss lady that's no longer in training. You're a doctor all along, but you no longer have to get like signed off by any like person. Like you're not overseen.